Hey everyone, it's Karen, and I know it's been a little while since I had a video go up. The main reason I just wanted to let you guys know is that my parents were here visiting from Ohio, so pretty much that entire time I wasn't even on the internet, which was really nice actually to just kind of get a break from any social media or anything at all. So pretty much that's all I was doing, and they were here visiting. And then we also were working as well during that time. So that's why I haven't had a video come up. I am going to put up my meal plan here this week. I didn't do it the week before, so I did skip that. But again, we were pretty much eating out with them a lot and just doing cookouts and things. So I just wanted to get this up. This is our April budget report. I just wanted to go over this with you guys and show you how we did. April was not a great month. Mainly for a few reasons, but we had to pay our taxes, we had to pay that in April, so you will see how much we ended up owing. It was a little bit more than we were hoping for, so I'll show you guys that in a minute. So I'll go over our income real quick. Pretty much this was about on track. I made a little bit less. And I did take a day off when my parents were here, so that's pretty much what that was from. So I made a little bit less than expected, which is fine, but we still came in very, very close to our normal. So our total income that we brought in was $2,304.34. Again, I am not including our income from our eBay business right now. Just because I keep track of that all on a separate spreadsheet, because I have to keep track of the income and our expenses and everything. So it's a little bit easier just to do it all in one space. So that is not added in here. And pretty much most of the money that we're making, the majority of it, we're just putting right back in at this point. So that is how our income pretty much looked like in April. And then for our expenses, so we have our water bill was $22.35, so that was definitely under. Electric came in under $40.43. Phones are pretty much right on. Internet, health insurance, car insurance, home insurance, property tax, all that's the same. And then our grocery. Our grocery we did well on. We stayed under at $177.18. But you'll see why, because we went way over in our dining and our eating out. I had increased it a little bit knowing that my parents were going to be here and I know we were going to be spending more money, but we still spent a lot more than we planned, and $157.83 in eating out, which is a lot. But it was still worth it. It was really enjoyable to do that and to get to go out to some new places with them. And some places that were our favorites too. So it was definitely worth it, and we did go over, but we stayed under in groceries, so it helped a little bit for that. We'll get back on track in May with our dining out. Entertainment, we stayed under. We only spent $19. And that was a parking. Actually, I did entertainment. There was a park that we went to and we had to pay to park. So I included that in that fee, and then we also did like this rental at the park, and you can rent these little carts that has like 2 or 4 seats on it, and you can like ride around the parks, and it was just fun to do. So we ended up doing that. So that was only $19, so that wasn't too bad. And then gas, we went over on this. I also increased this one, knowing that we would be doing more driving and stuff while my parents were here. But we still went over by $22.38. And household, the reason we went so over in household is because we ended up buying a whole bunch of like paper plates and paper towels, things like that. We really like just stocked up on them, so we should be good for quite a few months actually. We got some really good deals, and we also just wanted to kind of just stock up on it. So that's why we went really over in household. May and June, it should be a lot lower. For pet, it was $54.39 is what we spent in April. I am probably going to be increasing this amount for May because Mason's having still having seizures. And if you watched other videos of mine, you know that our dog Mason, he has epilepsy. And he had been really well controlled for 6 months, and then he started having seizures again, and it's just been kind of an ongoing battle since that point to try to get them to be under control again. His medication was up like 3 weeks ago, and then he just had one last night. So, and the medication that they upped, it definitely is costing us more every month now. So, and now with him still having them, even with the up dosage, I don't know, they might end up adding a third medication on it. So we'll see how that goes. I know I'm probably going to raise the amount of our budget for pet in May, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure yet. Hopefully what he's on right now, it will level off and he'll be fine. So that one's kind of up in the air still. For allowance is the same, $80. We each get $40 every month. For home, I had budgeted $150 because I had planned some things that we were going to do to the house, and they didn't happen. We ended up not doing it in April, so that was kind of good since we kind of overspent in other areas. But we did have to buy a new thermostat. There was a storm and it knocked out power, and when it came back, the thermostat wasn't working anymore. So we had to go and buy a new one and change that out, and that was $20.84. Thankfully, that was all that we had to do, and it's working. So, and then miscellaneous, let's see that. Oh yes, I forgot, when I had done like our April planning budget, I had forgot that my the car tags were due in April, so that was like $90 some that we had to pay for tags for vehicles. I forgot that was going to be coming out, so I didn't actually budget for it, but it ended up being like $97. And then we also bought a few other things, and one thing was a shirt for my husband. I do not have a clothing category, and that is because we hardly ever buy clothes. And if I ever buy clothes, I always pay with my allowance money. And my husband hardly ever buys clothes. So when it happens, it's rare. So I don't have a clothing category or like an actual section for clothing. And then the shirt that he got, it was like $3.80 some cents at a thrift store here. So that's why I don't have a category for it, because we hardly ever do it. So I just stuck it in miscellaneous. And then we did give $200 to a church in April, and we are still looking for a church. And if you watch my other videos, we just moved here, and we're still trying to find a home church. And we've been going to different ones. So the one that we've been kind of going to more regular, we decided to go ahead and give, because we haven't for the last few months. So we did that in April, so that was $200 that we gave. And then we also had an unexpected car repair, and it was $166.05 for the radiator for my husband's work truck. So thankfully, he was able to change out the radiator himself. He looked it up on YouTube and figured it out, and I'm really glad because that saved us a lot of money. So we got the part from AutoZone, and we didn't have to pay a mechanic. So definitely, I'm sure we saved some money on that. So our total spending for the month was $1,623.04. So we did go over, like I said, quite a few different things, unexpected that came up, and some things I just forgot and not planned for. So I have to make sure I write that down and keep track of that a little bit better. And then our debt. So we paid $100 towards our Havertys, so you can see the balance there is updated to show what we currently owe. And then for the vet, we paid $500, and you can see we owe $986.20. So in May, we are paying $500 again, and then we'll only owe $486. So that will be, the vet will be completely paid off in June, and we'll have that completely gone. And then Havertys, we plan on paying that off within like the next probably 3 months or so. It should be paid off. So we're getting really close. Well, those will be gone here soon, and really excited to have those taken care of. And then, so when you take our income and subtract our expenses and subtract our debt payment, we only had $81.30 left over. So this is like one of the worst months, like I said, with how much we had left over for savings. So not a great month. I'm still glad that we still was in the positive in the end. At least we still didn't spend more than we made, so that was good. And the $81.30, I'm sticking that into our savings because we just need to kind of replenish that. The savings, I like to just kind of act as a sinking fund, so I will always put money in there for different things, and then when I need to, I can pull it out. So that's where we had all of our tax money saved up in, and anything that we're saving for is in there. So I put $81.30 in there and trying to get that back up a little bit. And I'll go ahead and show you guys what we spent on our taxes. So our 2016 taxes, we ended up owing altogether with everything was $5,174 is what we had to pay. So I broke this down. $3,754 was federal, $1,120 was for the state, and then I also included the $300 that the CPA charged, and we will write that off next year. And also, next year, I don't plan to go through a CPA because we won't have business like we did with the rental properties. We won't have all that. So I think we're going to try to do that on our own next year. But yeah, so all that came out of our savings account that we had been saving up for, because we knew it was going to be a lot. We were hoping it would be under 5. So it was a little bit over than what we were hoping for, but that's done and out of the way, and we can move on from that. And next year, I know we will not owe that much money. And then I was also going to show you guys that we have a 6-month house plan that we're going to be starting here soon. And we have been saving up as well for a while, knowing that there's things that we want to do to our house. We moved in last year, so we haven't been here that long. I think like 8 months or something like that. And there's definitely things that we want to do to it. And so we have a 6-month house plan that we will be starting soon, and it's just things that we want to get done with the house. These are all more major expenses that we're going to be doing. We've done a lot of the little things, so we're just trying to space those out. And we are using the money that we have in our savings, so we are not taking out any debt or anything for any of that. And then also I have here that we're trying to, in the next 3 months, to be completely debt-free. So we are going to try to wipe out all the rest of that debt that we do have right now in 3 months, and then we'll be starting our house plan. So just kind of want to show you guys that, because that will be coming up in future videos when that happens. So that is how our April went. Again, not the greatest, but I guess it could be worse, and I am glad that we still had something left over, even though it wasn't very much at the end of the month. But a lot of unexpected expenses that came up. So that is how our April went. Hopefully your guys' April went really well, and hopefully May will go a little bit better for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will have another video up for you soon, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.